Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. It is Monday, start of a new week. Can't wait to see what happens in the markets this week. Bitcoin is kind of stable just now, so what we'll be doing is looking at the markets overall. I'll be making a call as well, just to see what I think could go higher kind of this week or today and beyond if you're day trading. So I'm going to be making a call about that. I think you'll like this one today, although it's kind of came out already, so we'll need to see what happens. And we'll be looking at a story an article I'd written yesterday. I don't know if it's going to be published or not, but I wrote an article yesterday. It's all about how the banks are trying to get your money, so we'll be talking about that a wee bit as well. But first of all, we're just going to see if anybody's in the house just now. And crush these likes, remember, and crush the likes. If you like these videos, hit the like button just now with a thumbs up, because it does help the channel. Obviously, we're growing kind of slowly just now, but that's cool. And subscribe to the channel as well if you want. So crush those likes, everybody. Okay, do we have anybody in the house just now? We do. We've got a couple of people in. So just dive over. George Charles, good morning to you. Good to have you here. Mike D, one of our brilliant admins, is in the house. Welcome to you, Mike. Stephen Seedhouse is in from Wales. Stephen King is in. Marcus Jafari. Rafi Bogosian is in. JC Stander at Verhagen is in from Holland. Good to see you at. Philly W is in. Paddington Bear is in as well. Mervyn Skidmore is in the house. Monica, Honest Crypto Journey, and Martin Sonia. Jacob Hopkins has just joined us from Palm Springs. Sounds idyllic. So what we'll do, we'll just jump right in to see what's happening in the markets just now. So we have an overall market capitalization of 255 billion, which is up. We'll just have a look at that over the week just now and see what's going on with that. So we're going up slightly. We were kind of down on a week at 242 billion. We're kind of rising steadily, which is, I like to see a steady rise rather than a kind of spike in the markets overall. But we have been as high as, within the last 7 days, 272 billion. So we've got a wee bit to go for that to happen. Bitcoin dominance is down to 42.7%. So that's good. And we'll just see who the winners are and the losers. Winner 10x. 10x, I've held them for a year. It's coming up for 1 year I've held them for. And I paid a lot of money at the time, back in August 2017. So they're up 18%, which is good to see, up to 86 cents. Digibyte's up 17%, MCOAre is up 16%, Kin 15%, MCO is up, that's doing well again. 0x is up, obviously the Coinbase listing. Archain, Tezos is up as well. And they're up to $2.19, up 8%. Huobi token, Gifto, Nebulas is up, a lot of them in double digits. KuCoin shares is back down to $2.77. I think that's a good opportunity to kind of look at them. VeChain, Mithril, Ethos, Factum, Bitcoin Diamond. So there's a few down, but not that many, probably 20% that are in the red, or 15% or so, and the rest are in the green. So it's a kind of green day today. So we'll just jump over to Bitcoin, see what that's doing just now. Bitcoin is up to 6367 at the moment. I'll just get rid of this kind of volume one. So you can see here, this is a 6 hourly chart. We're on this is the 15 EMA, and it's still trading above the 15 EMA. So when it kind of goes below that, that's when I would start to kind of look at the positions I've got and maybe start liquidating them. So we need to wait and see what happens there. We'll just look on Binance as well. Who's the top gainers just now on Binance? WTC is going up. BTC and BTS, Bitcoin shares, MCO as we said, GTO is going up as well, RPX, NAS, Zilliqa is just starting to make a move as well. This is on the 6 hourly chart. What does it look like on the 1 hourly chart? Yeah, Zilliqa's just jumped up literally in the last couple of minutes. I'm just going to look at the 15-minute chart. Look at Zilliqa, yeah, it's just jumped up in the last half hour. So that's made a run for it as well, up at 1121, and that has been We'll just look at the 6 hour and just see where it's been before. Recently, it has been as high as 14.25 recently. So it looks as if that is making a run just now. Okay, we'll just go back to the chat area and we'll talk about the kind of banks and why they want your Bitcoin and why not to give it to them as well. Are we working? Are we okay? We're working. Yeah, we seem to be working okay. There's a bee trying to get my office just now. Abdul Hamid is in. Welcome to you. John Warburton is in. Davey Stewie, another brilliant admin, is in. Liam Hunt is in as well. So welcome to you. Okay, so I wrote an article yesterday. I kind of posted it in the premium group as well. I don't know if it's going to be published. I kind of write a weekly article for Xtrade, the company, the project that I'm interested in. I've kind of invested in as well, and they asked me to write a weekly article just on the markets as a whole. So I don't know if I'm going to get it published or not, but the whole kind of crux of the article was really talking about more and more stories that are coming out about a smear campaign against Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. Now, I don't know if you've seen this or not. The popular YouTuber kind of Vincent Briatore, he came out yesterday with a video, sorry, the 13th of July, came out with a video and advised that it was offered. I'm just going to see if you can hear this or not. In fact, I'll go back to settings. No, I don't think you'll be able to hear it. In fact, 1 second. I'm just going to go back to the settings on this and just see if I can. I don't know if this will work or not. Just see, this might screw up the whole of this, but I'll show you anyway.
And today, we're going to talk about some cryptocurrency. In particular, a recent incident that's happened to me, which is I received an email that I find very, I think it's very legitimate. Okay, I don't think it's a ruse, a rouse. It's on financing a smear campaign against cryptocurrency. Yes, recently I was offered 6 figures to do a series of videos to discredit cryptocurrency. I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to chase it down. I didn't even consider it for 1 second, to be honest with you. Now, if it had been like,
no, I don't think that's working.
Okay, now we're talking. Maybe
just now.
9 figures, 10 million, and so on. I'll think about it.
But basically, he was saying that he was offered 6 figures to do a smear campaign against Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. Now, I don't know, obviously, if that's true or not. Obviously, I can't verify that myself, but I've no reason to disbelieve what Vincent is saying. He seems to be an honest kind of YouTuber. He kind of gives his opinion, and he's been around for a while now, and he makes a lot of money with YouTube and kind of doing cryptocurrency, so I don't think he would kind of lie about that. Whether the kind of email was true or not, if it was genuine or not, is a different story. But he was offered kind of 6 figures to discredit kind of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, this has been happening kind of since last year, late last year, that there seems to have been a smear campaign in the media and from kind of YouTubers and things like that. There's lots of kind of stories going about. So we heard about Poland, obviously, back in February, that Polish banks were offering YouTubers large sums of money to actually discredit Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in general as a whole. This is big Polish banks. They were caught red-handed doing this. This was a kind of big story back in February, so it's been going back as far back as that, and probably before that as well. And Palm Beach has came out, Tikawari. I don't know how, and I always get his name wrong. What's his? Tika Tiwari. That's his name. So he's come out with a couple of articles as well that have been really interesting, that have kind of gone along the similar lines of how I'm thinking about what's been happening just now. And I think there's a big, huge smear campaign in the media, and we're talking about on internet, we're talking about on the news as well, we're talking about in the newspapers, we're just talking about all over the media just now. And I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I really don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I do really believe that there is a smear campaign for one purpose, and that's to drive down the price of Bitcoin. As you know, if we drive down the price of Bitcoin, if that goes down, obviously the alts come down as well, which is not going to be a good thing for us. We're investors, we're traders, so it's not a good thing for us if the alts come down as well, and if you're trading Bitcoin as well. So a lot of people have been saying in the media as well that Bitcoin is going down to $3,000 or $2,000 or $1,500, as low as $1,500. But, and I've said this before, every single one of those people that say it's going to go down to 3,000, 2,000, 1,500 or whatever, they're all saying it's going to go back up and get beyond the all-time highs of $20,000 back in January, February time. Now, see, the thing that puzzles me is how can you tell that Bitcoin, when it's at 6,400 or 6,300 just now, is going to go down to $1,500? Now, what they are saying is they're basing it on technical analysis. My argument with that, you cannot base a future price of Bitcoin based on the past price of Bitcoin over the last 2 or 3 years. You just cannot do it because the tech has changed so much, the popularity has changed so much. So I don't understand how you can possibly do an evaluation of a future price going down to $1,500 when it's so much more popular. There's much more positive news about Bitcoin in the news in general as well. And I just don't understand how they can actually do that when the tech has changed so much as well. And I'm just going to get the price up here and look at what these are kind of talking about. We'll look at Bitfinex just now. We'll go to the dollar and we'll look at the daily chart. So obviously down here, this is kind of going back to 20th of August 2017, so it's only been 1 year. But down here we're talking about $3,000. So I'm going to see if we can get the Bitfinex one. Bitfinex, that's the longs. Where the hell are you? Bitcoin dollar, there it is. So that's obviously going back further. We'll just get rid of these. Something I was doing. So what they're saying, or a lot of people are saying, and we're talking about people like Tone Vays. I like Tone Vays. I like what he has to say. I think he's a very intelligent guy. But he's kind of talking about going down to about $1,500 round about here, which is 4th of April 2017 kind of price. They're talking about that here based on technical analysis. Now, as I said, the popularity and the tech has changed so much, and we see a lot of indications that the kind of big institutional investors are getting into cryptocurrency. So I cannot possibly see it going down to $1,500, and I cannot possibly see how they can get that to that evaluation based on technical analysis. If we look at the Tika's article, he's written 2 articles here. And what he's put in this article as well is the number of people getting into cryptocurrencies. I'm just going to see where that was. Right, he's talking about the banking system there. Bitcoins for criminals. Right, 1 second. That was June the 22nd. This should have been the latest one. So we're looking for. Oh, just bear with me a wee second. I'll get this for you. I'm still on the screen, yeah. Right, there it is. So this is from July the 9th, and he's talking about all the people that kind of got into. Obviously, you can do your own research on this, but it's obviously in the news what he's talking about here as well. Okay, so over the last 90 days, we've seen some of the biggest investors in the world flood into cryptos. So what it's saying is Wall Street investment bank Goldman Sachs announced it would launch a crypto trading desk. Susquehanna, the 12th largest trading firm in the world by volume, announced it would start trading cryptos too. The firm even went as far as creating its own custody company to hold its cryptos. Billionaire investor George Soros, one of the world's greatest moneymakers, gave the green light to his team to buy cryptos. Coinbase, one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, launched a crypto index fund for wealthy investors and institutions. Financial services company State Street said it's considering acting as a custodian for Bitcoin. State Street has $2.7 trillion under management. Wellington Capital, with over 1 trillion of assets under management, stated its intention to start trading Bitcoin, and the Rockefeller family's venture capital firm Venrock said it's also buying cryptos. Now, with all that in the last 90 days, even, still people are saying it's going to go down to $1,500. And for me, and I'm not saying Tone Vays is doing this or anybody's doing this on purpose, maybe they really are and they believe in the technical analysis that it's going to go down to $1,500. But with news like that the big institutional investors are coming in, the big money makers are coming in to crypto, how on earth can it go down to $1,500? And the only reason that I can see, and I strongly believe it's not a conspiracy theory or anything like that, is that there is a big FUD campaign, and it has been going on since kind of the end of last year. Big FUD campaign to bring the price of Bitcoin down in order for the banks, institutional investors and the big kind of money makers of the world to get into crypto. And I truly believe that. They want your Bitcoin and they want to buy it off you very, very cheaply. They want you to sell it and then they can rebuy it at $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 or whatever. However, again, we've spoke about this before in the past as well. For Bitcoin to be mined, and we need the miners in Bitcoin, we rely on miners in Bitcoin for all the transactions that goes through in Bitcoin. We need that. So the figure for them, for it to be profitable for them, has to be around about $6,000 or above $6,000. Spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. So if that doesn't happen and it does go below $6,000, say $5,000 or $4,000 or $3,000, the miners are going to get out of Bitcoin and just start mining another coin. Because they've got the ASIC set up, they've got all that, they've got the farms in kind of China, they've got the farms in Europe as well for mining. They'll just switch to another coin, which means Bitcoin is not going to be used, the transactions are not going to go through, which brings the whole market down. All of the market is going to shut down. So I'm sure the big institutional investors are not going to let that happen. Or they don't want that to happen. They want to scaremonger, but they don't want it to be so much that it's going to go down to $3,000 or $2,000 or $1,500. So if that happens, then we're all screwed. The whole crypto market is screwed if it does go down to $1,500. It literally is going to be screwed if it goes down to $1,500. So I don't think it's going to go much below 6,000. I keep on saying this. Or say 5,800 is going to be the kind of level, the bottom level for Bitcoin. From here, I do see it going up. It might go down to 5,000 and then back up again, but I definitely do not see it going down below 5,800 or below $5,000. And it's just a way to get your cryptocurrency. All these kind of FUD campaigns that's going on just now, and all these kind of news stories coming out in the media that Bitcoin is really dangerous. There's a report by the BIS as well, which came out recently saying how it's not unethical to kind of mine Bitcoin, but they're talking about the energy consumption of Bitcoin as well. And again, Tika in his article kind of wrote about the energy consumption of ATMs across the world and the banking system is much more than the mining energy consumption to mine Bitcoin as well. So he gave some good arguments about that, and I'll put the kind of links in for you as well. And hopefully this article will be published by Xtrade. I don't know if it will be or not, but I'll give you more details on what I'm talking about here. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on that as well. Obviously it's easy for me to say because it's in my best interest. I'm biased because I want Bitcoin price to go up, because I've got alts and I've got Bitcoin as well, so I want the price to go up. So obviously I'm going to say, oh, this is a conspiracy theory, everybody's trying to drive the price down. But I honestly do believe that, that's coming from a biased point of view, obviously, as well. So it's in my best interest for Bitcoin to go up, obviously, as well. So I have to kind of freely admit that. So am I being objective? I don't know. I think I am. It's just based on my opinion, my research, what I've looked into. It just seems that this is going to be a case of everybody knows, the big institutional investors know, and the rich people of the world know, like the George Soros of the world, they know this is a huge opportunity to make a huge sum of money in a marketplace that's still kind of considered the Wild West. And this is the time that they're going to start getting into it. This is the time that they're saying, okay, we've spread this FUD, we've done all this, it could go lower than this, but we're going to start getting in now and then the price of Bitcoin is going to go up to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. And I truly believe that's what's going to happen, because they know the opportunities with Bitcoin. They know the tech, the underlying tech behind Bitcoin, and the other cryptocurrencies as well. So they all know that. They all know that blockchain is and could potentially be as big as the internet in terms of changing how we kind of do business on blockchain. And that's how life-changing it's going to be for businesses. And it's going to save billions and billions of dollars per year for businesses once they go on the blockchain. If they can get on the blockchain, and if there's a good use case scenario for being on the blockchain as well. So I wanted to know your thoughts on that as well. If you want to kind of leave any comments, if you're watching the replay, leave the comments down below the video as well, and let me know your thoughts, and tell me if you think I'm just being a conspiracy theorist or not. It was working. Audio is working. JC Standout was saying, okay, brilliant. I might go back to that then. We could hear the video morning. I'll watch the video looking at his body language. I have doubts, maybe not an outright lie, but an embellishment perhaps. Mervyn Skidmore. Yeah, Vincent Briatore, I subscribed to Vincent's kind of channel in the past as well, but then he kind of went a bit off, kind of a bit haywire kind of sometimes, so I unsubscribed from his channel, and then I've watched his last couple of videos, and I did like him before, but having watched this one, I thought, I looked at it and said I've got no reason to kind of doubt what he's saying as well. PRD, hi all, hi to you. Honest Crypto Journey. Institutional want to drive down the BTC price so that newly formed ETFs can be filled with super cheap BTC. When price rise again, they will have huge bags gaining billions in profit. And I think that's exactly what's happening. August the 10th is supposedly going to be the date that the SEC give a ruling on the Bitcoin ETF. If that happens, there's going to be an explosion in the market once that comes out that the SEC are doing that, and it all kind of hinges on this kind of decision about the SEC. There's no reason to believe that they're not going to grant that, but we need to wait and see, because the other side of the coin is that Bitcoin price could go down if the SEC come out and say that they're not going to issue that ETF. So we need to wait and see what happens with that. But the market is going to totally explode if they come out and say and they grant the license for the Bitcoin ETF. David Schwartz, it's all a smear campaign to try and scare investors. It's not only to try and scare investors, it's to try and scare investors like you and me, the small investors of the world. That's what it's about. It's not about the big, huge institutional investors, because they know the value of Bitcoin, they know the value of blockchain, they know that the price is going to go up. Is to scare people like you and me. We watch the news kind of every day, or I don't watch the news, never watched the news for 20 years, but you might see it in the news, you might see it on the internet, on kind of social media, that Bitcoin is going to crash, you're getting all these kind of FUD stories, and you might start to panic and think, now's the time to get out of the market just now. That's what they want you to do. So it's for the small investors that scare them. It's not the big kind of money makers of the world. The people who control 5% of the money that's going around the world just now. Is for the small investors like you and me. They don't want us to be that independent, that rich, and I think that's what's happening. That's why I'm saying hold on to your Bitcoin. Hodl, hodl, hodl. That's my kind of advice there as well. If it does go down to $3,000, what would I do in that case with my Bitcoin, with the altcoins, etc.? Well, what I'm doing just now is I'm starting to go into BTC. So I'm starting to get out. I've got trading money there that I'm going to be used for trading. Still got that. But I'm starting to get out a lot of the other altcoins. But I'm going to wait. I'm not starting to get out. I'm just going to look at that and start turning it into Bitcoin later on once the Bitcoin price rises. Because there's going to be a run in Bitcoin. But it's not going to be that fast that all the altcoins are going to go down straight away. What's going to happen is Bitcoin price is going to go up. It's going to jump up over $7,000. Then it's going to go over $8,000. Then it's going to go over $9,000. And around about the $9,000, that's when I think it's going to take a huge leap up. And then the altcoins are going to go down. So up into that price, I'll be still holding the altcoins that I've got. And then once it gets to 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, I'll start to liquidate into Bitcoin and say, okay, this is when a big run is going to be, so I'm getting out of the altcoins. So that's the plan just now. I need to wait and see how that unfolds. And this is just my opinion, so you know it's kind of biased as well. So just do your own research. Put your big girl pants on, big boy pants on as well. Mervyn Skidmore, on his crypto journey, I suspect there's already happening with big buy volume every time BTC attempts a run. Yeah, yep, definitely. Sorry, it's sell volume. Mervyn Skidmore. There is. Obviously, it has been manipulated. The whole markets are manipulated. You've got the kind of stock markets that's been manipulated all the time, kind of in the background as well. You've got all the markets, financial markets, are manipulated to a degree in some way. So that's going to go on in crypto as well. We expect that because it happens all over the world and all the kind of markets, the financial markets of the world. It happens all the time. So we expect that in crypto as well. But it's clear to see, well, it's clear to me that it's kind of happening as well. Gino Dow saying, I agree. Rafi is saying, yeah, exactly. Mervyn Skidmore, current mining setup would leave BTC open to 51% attack if the price goes super low. Actually, 38% is enough. So I don't know about that. Obviously, if somebody gains 51% of that as well, that's going to be detrimental to kind of Bitcoin and the market as a whole as well. JC Standard, don't believe anything Coinbase says. Don't follow the guy at all. I do follow him, and I follow him for what he has to say. He is a smart guy, he is an intelligent guy as well, but I follow him for what he has to say. I don't believe what he has to say, but you have to kind of look at what the other side are saying as well, because it might be that we're not being objective. We're being totally biased towards our kind of opinions on what we want. We want to happen is Bitcoin price to go up. In fact, we kind of know that it's going to go up based on all the news that's out there, everything that I've said, everybody getting into kind of cryptos as well, the big money makers I'm talking about, the big institutions. We kind of know it's going to go up, but we might be wrong. That's why we have to look at two sides of the story. For me, I'm kind of 99% sure that Bitcoin is going to be $40,000 by the end of this year. But it's still that 1%. And I've got a biased opinion. We have to recognise that we've got biased opinions based on our hopes and dreams for the future as well. We have to recognise that. If we're being really honest with ourselves, we have to kind of look at that as well. JC Standard, I don't believe it. Oh, I've just said that. Gino Dow, the banks don't like compensation. They want to take control of the crypto market. I really do believe that. Honestly believe that. And I believe the banks are in crypto just now, manipulating the markets in an underlying kind of way. Cole Phillips is in house. Welcome to you, Cole. Good morning, Steve. Sorry I'm late. No problem. Don't need to apologise at all. Good to have you here, Cole. Juan Antonio. Hi, Steve. Looks a very interesting stream today, but I have to go to work. I'll watch it later. Thanks and have a great day. You as well. Juan, have a good day at work. Abdul Hamid. Great point of view. I agree with you, Steve. David Schwartz. I agree with you fully, Steve. Yep. I think a lot of people are starting to think like that. And the more people that we can get to think like that and start to think for themselves and look at the market objectively, look at the news stories out there, not just focus on the bad news. Because you notice in the media just now, and this has been going on for years, in the media is disproportionately biased towards bad news. Why is that? Because bad news sells. Good news doesn't sell. It just doesn't sell newspapers. It doesn't sell kind of advertising space on the TV or anything. Bad news sells. That's why it's disproportionately biased towards bad news. That's why I've never watched the news in the last 20 years, never read a newspaper for 20 years. I don't need to. I don't need to know there's been another murder kind of down in another country or down in England or something. I know there's bad shit happens in the world, but I don't need to know that and infect my mind every single day. And that's essentially what the media are doing. This is a propaganda campaign, I believe, in the media, on the news, everywhere just now. On the internet, and this is why we have to keep looking at this as objectively as possible. Now I know that's hard to do because we look at everything subjectively, but if we try and look at it objectively and say, okay, this is the bad news that's coming out, who's doing it, who's controlling it, this is kind of the good news that people are talking about. Look at that and the good side as well as the kind of bad side, and don't let your mind be infected just by the bad side. Because here's what happens when new people get into crypto and say, okay, I've just bought Bitcoin, I've just bought one Bitcoin, I paid $6,000 for it, and they're really excited, and then they start to see all this bad news, Bitcoin's going to go down to 1,500, and then they start to think, shit, have I done the wrong thing? And they pull the money out, and think it was a bit risky anyway, so I'm going to pull my money out. And then that's when the price starts to go down, because all these kind of new investors and new kind of traders are coming into the market and they're thinking, no, this is not a good idea, I'm getting out. And then before they realise it, then Bitcoin has shot up to $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and think, shit, I should have got in. So it's up to us to be objective and get the message out there as well, to look at the other side of the story. I know I'm going on a bit of a rant here, but I really honestly believe that. I'm getting pissed off, to be honest. If I'm being really honest, I'm getting peed off with it, because I know Bitcoin is going to go up. I know 99% sure, as I'm saying, I know it's going to go up, but you're still getting these people and this kind of the media saying that Bitcoin is going to crash, it's all a big bubble. It's just, I just don't like it, and it's pissing me off, to be, if I'm being really honest. So I'm getting a wee bit kind of hyped up about it, if I'm being really honest. Gino Dow can have a release of an app, price rising. Excellent, we'll look at some coins as well. Lick Maringa, hello from Venezuela. Papaya farmer, need BTC to rise for my peasant workers. Wow. And David Schwartz, smash the likes, everyone. Yeah, crush those likes, everyone, if you like these videos. You might not like what I have to say as well. I understand some of them that you might be thinking, it's just conspiracy that it's talking about. I honestly don't believe so. Bones 420, I'm going to write BTC in projects directed with China. Excellent. Lick is saying propaganda, like song, propaganda ministers, never heard of that. Rachel Kent is in the house. Welcome to you, Rachel, good to see you here. I totally agree about not watching the news. You're a legend, Steve. Thank you very much, Rachel, really appreciate that. Dominic, morning Steve, morning everyone. So good morning to you, Dominic, good to have you here. Okay, so we'll look at what we're going to look at. We're not going to look at the news today. So obviously we know about the Coinbase listings, which is really good for the Coinbase. We'll just have a quick look at that. Coinbase new listings. Oh, where is it? I was trying to get the Coinbase website. Coinbase blog, we'll just go on that. There we go. July 13th. So Cardano, Basic Attention Token, Stellar Lumens, Zcash and 0x. So we're making this announcement internally, Coinbase and the public at the same time to remain transparent. So they're looking at adding them to Coinbase as well, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. I do think as well these listings are going to be for the big institutional investors, for the benefit of the big institutional investors as well as the small investors like ourselves. Obviously we can go in and start, it's not being added yet, I don't believe, at this moment. So unlike the ongoing process of adding Ethereum Classic, which is technically very similar to Ethereum, these assets will require additional exploratory work and we cannot guarantee they'll be listed for trading. Furthermore, a listing process may result in some of these assets being listed solely for customers to buy and sell without the ability to send or receive using a local wallet. So initially it looked like brilliant news for these, and it is, but there's still some conditions ongoing there as well. But it is a good thing for them, so I think that's obviously going to happen. It looks as if it's going to happen for them as well. And we're seeing a price rise of about 20-25% in most of the coins here when that news was announced as well. Let's go back to the stream. Stu Johnson, I'm back. Excellent, good to have you back. Bernard Ronald, hello to you. Sean Demicoli, morning Biggin. Morning to you as well, sir. Mervyn Skidmore, like Manuel, what's your country's take on crypto? I was talking to somebody else in here. Chris Noble is in, morning to you. Errol Suleiman, hi Steve, can you look at BNB coin? Certainly short, was looking to get back in. What's your thoughts? Okay, so I was going to do a section on coin of the day. Then I'm going to give a call for coin of the day, and I was doing, as you know, in the premium channel, for $37 a month, I do 10 calls, roughly about 10 calls per day, the 10 of the most promising coins that could go up for the day, or for longer term, but usually just kind of for the day. And one of the ones was Binance coin. So we're going to look at that just now. So that's the call for today. I might not do this every day, but this is the call for today, and I called this, I think it was 198. I called this morning, and it's up to 202,000 Satoshi at the moment, which is around about $12.84 or something. We'll just look at that just now. CoinMarketCap. So Binance Coin, $12.91 it is at the moment, and it has been as high as $22. Around about $22 has been as high as that, and it's had a market capitalization of around about 2.2 billion previously. I think it's going to go higher. I think Binance Coin is a $100 coin waiting to happen. I've been saying that for ages, and I've been waiting for an opportunity to get in. And when I seen the price starting to kind of go up this morning, that's when I got in. So I got into Binance Coin this morning. That's my call for the day. I was in TRX yesterday, got out of TRX, and just looking for small profits here just now, just to build up kind of the confidence in trading. Obviously, small profit is always a profit. And because of the two mistakes I made previously, I bought Dent and PundyX, and I didn't put a bloody stop loss on. I didn't put a stop loss on Dent because I went to bed, forgot to put the stop loss on stupidly. And when I got up the next morning, kind of shot down, I thought I'm going to hold it. But I've got out of Dent. I've got some long-term holdings of Dent, so I'm not totally out of it, but I got out of it for trading purposes. Got out of PundyX for trading as well, took a loss on them, got into Tron, and now got into Binance Coin. So I sold the Tron last night for 2%, 1.5% profit, and a profit's a profit, so I'm not really bothered that it's that low. And I got into Binance Coin, it started to go up already, so I bought it in at 198,000 Satoshi, and I think it's going to go up from here. So we'll just look at this is on a daily chart. So obviously it doesn't look brilliant on a daily chart on the 15 EMA, but we can see on the DMI the positive is just about to cross the negative on the daily, and the ADX, that's not really going to tell us much, it's just showing how much is going down. But if we look on the 6 hourly chart, we can see it would meet our criteria of 2 green candles above the 15 EMA, so this could indicate a turnaround on the 6 hour. Obviously it kind of shot up before when we, not because I recommended it, but it shot up before and recommended it before as well, and it shot all the way up to 264,000 Satoshi. Can it get there again? Longer term, definitely. There's no doubt. And when I say longer term, I'm talking, we'll say short term. Can I get there short term within a week or two? It could. It could. Definitely, it's done it before, and it can definitely do it again. But I've been looking for a chance to get into Binance Coin because I do think it's a $100 coin waiting to happen before the end of the year with everything they've got going on. So I think it's a good choice. But for a trading coin, just now, I think it's a good choice as well. It's at 202,000 Satoshi at the moment, and it's looking good. So we'll just look on the hourly as well. Oh, you can see on the hourly what's happening here. If you're looking to get into Binance just now, what would you do about that? I don't know. I'd maybe wait on a pullback coming back to 198 or something, but you might miss out on the rises for that as well. So I don't know if it's going to come back down to that. I'll go back to the 6 hourly. Will it come back down to about 197,000? I don't know. So it has been as high as today at 206,000 Satoshi. But I do believe it's going to go higher from here as well, as long as BTC kind of holds its price. And sometimes when BTC goes down, Binance Coin starts to go up as well. So I think it's good in the two markets, when the down market for BTC and an up market in BTC as well. So I need to wait and see what happens, but I like the look of Binance Coin, and that is my call for today. I don't know if anybody's in BNB at the moment. Errol Silman, I presume, was looking to get back in. Okay, so if you're looking to get back in, what would you do? So you'd have to look at the hourly chart and really look at the 15-minute chart, really, if you're looking for a position to get in. So this is the 15 EMA. For me, if I was looking to get in to Binance, I'd maybe waiting at a pullback to 200,000. Because it's kind of choppy just now, so it's gone up to 206,000 as high as, then come back down, a couple of green candles back down again. So if it's going to follow suit and it's going to follow a pattern, it might come down to around 200,000 before turning back up. So if you see it coming down to 200,000 and it goes below the 15 EMA, this is on a 15-minute chart and this is just for your entry position, then maybe that's the time to kind of get in if it bounces off the 15 EMA. So I'd wait on indications that it's going to bounce off the 15 EMA. If it goes below the 15 EMA, it might go back down again. You never know. It was 192 this morning, 192,000 Satoshi. But you'll need to wait and see kind of what happens here, and it could go back up as well. That's the problem with kind of rising coins. And what percentage has that gone up? It's only gone up 4% at the moment. So where's BTC just now? Unless there's a drastic drop. Yeah, Bitcoin's coming back down again, 6353. This is on a 15-minute chart. So you always have to look at the Bitcoin price as well when you're getting into a trade. If Bitcoin looks as if it's going to go down, then it might be wise to kind of stay out of the market at the moment. Although there are exceptions to that. WTC has gone up, MCO has gone up as well. So 6353 for Bitcoin at the moment. That's on the hourly chart. It seems to be adhering to this 15 EMA as support. So what we're looking to see is a bounce from here around about these levels. If it goes below these levels and stays there, we'll need to kind of reevaluate. So this is a 15-minute chart. And that's not a good chart because Bitcoin is so volatile. But you can see it's kind of staying close to 15 EMA. There's no big huge price drops or big huge price gains. There was here, this was a kind of last one. You can see what I mean by that as well. So it was at 6,300, then it dropped below the 15 EMA, was then using the 15 EMA as resistance, kept on resisting, and it went down all the way to 6123. And again, that's on a 15-minute chart as well. So there doesn't seem to be any indications of big drops just now. Although, yeah, there we've just gone through. $6,353. So we need to wait and see if it bounces from here on the hourly chart. To see what Bitcoin is doing, but I still like Binance Coin just now. BNB, they're going back up 202.74, so it's going back up slightly. So that's the dangers of trying to get in on a rising kind of coin as well. But me personally, there's always going to be other opportunities. Me personally, I'd probably wait until maybe that came back down. Yeah, be about 197, or if you're looking for an entry position, maybe wait until it comes down to about 200. But there's a wee green candle forming here just now, so I don't know, but that's the call of the day anyway. I think that's a kind of good one. I still think I see it rising steadily over the next few days, depending if Bitcoin kind of behaves itself. Mervyn Skidmore did exactly that. Dent and Pundy, still in Pundy, minus 33% dope. I know. It was crazy not putting a stop loss on. For me as well, so I totally get you, Mervyn. It's just, and I broke one of my rules. I always kind of put a stop loss on. I don't know why I didn't do it with them. It was just crazy anyway. You learn from your mistakes, I think, as a trader. You learn from your mistakes, and we're all going to make mistakes. Even if we're the most experienced trader in the world, we're all going to make these kind of mistakes as well. But that's a kind of fundamental error. Rachel Kent, small bit in BNB. Excellent. Errol Suleiman, thanks Steve, my pleasure. I think that's us for today. Let's see. I think that's it for today, everybody. I'll just see if there's any, what else is kind of rising just now. And this is on kind of Binance. We'll have a wee look on TRX, see what's happening over there. Oh, Pay is up. They must have released some news. That's good news for my 10x holdings, which is not much to be. I did pay a lot at the time, but it's not much now, to be honest. but 10x has gone up. They must have released some news. TKS is up as well. That's on a 15-minute chart. We'll look on the hourly chart. TKS doesn't look as if there's a lot of volume there. You can see a lot of missing, so it doesn't look as if there's volume there. There's not a lot of volume there as well. Particle is up as well on Bittrex. We don't do calls for Bittrex purely because we just want to make it as simple as possible for the premium members as well, so that's why we don't do calls on Bittrex. MCOAre, not a lot of trading going on in that. MCO up on Bittrex as well, Power up on Bittrex. MCOAre is up, not a lot of trading, so low liquidity. So there is definitely a lower liquidity on Bittrex than there is on Binance. Gifto is up as well, kind of came back down there but it's gone back up. BAY is up as well. So there seems to be bigger moves on kind of Bittrex, but as I said, the liquidity is much lower. I'm just going to have a look at PAYE, just PAYE, that's pay as you earn. So it's gone up again, which is good. So I'm going to have to kind of evaluate what I've got there, my holdings. We'll see what happens. Ken is rising. Any thoughts? Ken. I've never looked at the news for a while. 155 it's up to just now, up 17%. As I said, I think they're a good long-term hold, and they're really for the long term for me. I'm just kind of storing them kind of way back and just leaving them to kind of rise or go up and down. I'm not bothered about the price. I don't even search what they're doing, and just because I think they are going to be good for the long term as well. But they're up to 155 just now. 2 Satoshi at the moment. 34 Gui. So yeah, they're a good long termer. 7 days. What's it done over the last 7 days? Steadily rising, just steadily. Just kind of jumped up recently. Yeah, so definitely good for the long term, Ken. Morning, Steve. How's tricks? Kyle, Alan, welcome to you, Kyle. Good to see you here. Tricks are good for me at the moment. Busy with business and kind of crypto and everything else. Bones TKY. The key, not self key. The key, which is totally different. On KuCoin, L Bank, it's on as well. The volume 212,000. Don't know too much about this, to be honest. Looked at it in the past, but haven't checked on it recently. So the key is up 2.5%, and don't know much about it, as I said. Remember, Skidmore, nice call with BNB. You're going to do this every day. I don't know if I'm going to do this on a channel every day for the call of the day. I was thinking about it, but I don't know if I'm going to do it every day. Obviously, I do it in a premium channel every single day. I give around about 10 calls per day, and they're not always correct. If the price of BTC kind of goes down, obviously the calls are not always correct, but a lot of them do go up, and a lot of people have made a lot of money. We had somebody in there in the premium channel said they'd made 43% this month alone on the calls that I've made so far, which is brilliant. That's brilliant to see. So that's what we do every day in the premium channel. Give calls every day, and I was going to do one per day on the channel here, but I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I'll give it out every now and again. And I should have kind of put a wee announcement there as well that this that I was going to do a call of the day. So I might do it. I might bring it into the channel and just make it a feature of this program as well. JC Standard, would you get into KuCoin shares now? Yes, I would. I would for long term. If you're trading it, no, not for trading. But if you want to hold something for long term, I see this as being akin to BNB. If you look at the market capitalization, 251 million. It has been as high as 1.87 billion. So 8 times where it is from here just now. I think KuCoin shares are a really good buy at the moment for the long term. I'm talking long term, 6 months to a year, because it's making money. And that's what you have to look at with these kind of companies. like KuCoin, Buybox, and kind of Binance would be the 3 best ones I would say for investing in. But KuCoin shares first, Binance definitely second, and only Binance second because it's risen so much, but I still think it can 6x from here, or 8x. So 8x would be up to what, 96,000 or something like that, or just over $96, sorry. So, or just over $100. I definitely think it's going to go up to $100 for Binance longer term. KuCoin shares, I can see that definitely over $20 as well. So yeah, I would, if you're looking for a long-term coin, and obviously do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor or anything, but if I was looking for a long-term coin and I was going to put a lot of money into it and just leave it, I'd look at a company that's making money already, they're doing well, it's got a lot of users and it's growing all the time, and KuCoin definitely fit that bill. Martin Sonia, Steve, I think calling a coin of the day will just make everyone on here in the premium group just jump on it. Yeah, that was the problem. That was the kind of issue we had, and I spoke to the admins about this as well. That was going to become a kind of pump and dump kind of thing, and I don't want it to be. It's not about that at all, because really it is just about looking at a coin and say this could go up. Looking at the charts, this could be the one that goes up. But I don't think I've enough influence for it to be a kind of pump and dump. It's not about that at all. It's just saying this actual coin could actually go up. Here's what it's doing on the charts. This is why I'm still thinking about, should I do it every day or just once every now and again? Being really honest, and I spoke to the admins about this to get their kind of opinion as well, just to see what they thought. But I thought about making it a regular feature, and I don't want it to be that everybody jumps on a coin. If the channel gets much bigger, then obviously it becomes an issue. So I don't want it to do that, and obviously there'd be bias there as well. Because I bought into Binance this morning. Did I make that call of the day because I bought into it? Subconsciously, probably yes. But at the same time, I still think it's going to go up. I really do believe it's going to go up, so I want to tell you about it so if you can make money as well. But subconsciously, am I being biased towards that? Probably, yeah. But there's another 9 calls that I made this morning as well, that are equally going up as well. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you what they are, unless you're in the premium group, you know what they are already. Gino Dal, I bought more TRX at 529 sats. I'm holding 20,000 Tron. If BTC rises, where would its price to be? Just don't know. Gino, it just depends on the company as well. So it's not just about the BTC price. But if you bought 529 sats, obviously, and BTC price goes up and it still stays at 529 sats, the dollar value of Tron is going to go up, even if it stays at 529 sats. So obviously we all know that. Melbourne Skidmore, put crypto call in the title, drive up views. That was the thinking as well. That was kind of one of the reasons behind it. I've had a daily feature whereby I was going to do a crypto call of the day, or it would just be like crypto call of the day, something like that. I was going to name it. Then obviously it brings more people over, but does it bring people over just to get the crypto coin call of the day? Would it be worth getting those types of people in rather than the community we're building just now? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to think of from a kind of business point of view, from a community point of view as well. We have to look at it from a community. This is all about community, and I don't want to get the wrong type of people in that are just. I was going to say in it for the money, but that's the wrong, because we're all in it for the money if we're being really honest. So I'm still deciding. Martin and Sonia, bad idea in my opinion, mate. Thanks for that. I really appreciate your opinion. Sean McCoy, Tron, $10 coin in 3 years' time, Steve. If there's trillions of dollars in the kind of crypto space, possibly, could possibly well be. And you'd be looking at these prices at 3 and 4 cents and going, oh my God, I can't believe it was 3 and 4 cents when it's $10 now. Melbourne Skidmore, we're all biased, it's just a case of knowing it. Exactly. And we are, if we're really honest with ourselves, we're all biased to a degree. Melbourne Skidmore, come for the call, stay for the Steve. Well, that, come for the call, stay for the Steve. Thanks for that, Mervyn. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. Hopefully it's given you something to think about, just about these kind of banks and the kind of smear campaigns that I believe is going on. Obviously, honestly do your research, and you'll be kind of troubled by what you find out there as well. If you do your research and look at everything that's kind of happened with the smear campaigns and everything, you'll start to see what I'm seeing. Okay, thank you very much for joining me today. Really appreciate your time here, and I will see you. Will I be here tomorrow? Tuesday tomorrow. I always get my day, even my weekends are kind of mixed up as well. Yes, I will be here. I might not be here on Thursday and Friday, but I'll be here tomorrow and Wednesday, so we're cool for tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.